week as we go, we'll take you through gifting options, home upgrade, basically all you need to get your life sorted and make it nice and happy this festive season.
And how you can take care of your stomach. We'll get you some of that too. The goodies you can eat, the goodies you should maybe stay away from, healthy eating and what it looks like in this time. I'm Toya Singh joining you from New Delhi. Let's take a look first at everything we have today. It's an action-packed show. Let's take a look. So right up on top, we're taking a look at beauty, the kbeauty craze this Diwali season, how you can unlock the secrets to radiant skin. We'll take a look at why kbeauty is India's new obsession, and we'll take a look at how kbeauty is changing India's skincare game. It's revolutionizing India. Everything from the 10-step routine to snail mucus treatment, how much of it works, how much of it doesn't, what can you do in your day-to-day? We'll tell you everything.
But with the festive season in Delhi NCR in the north has come the toxic air. The annual toxic nightmare has returned. Smog engulfed Delhi NCR over the weekend. Air quality went through hazardous levels. Vehicular pollution and vehicular emission said to be a major culprit. So what is the way forward? What are the plans and what are the predictions this season?
And after that, as we've said already, Diwali season also means one more thing. The Festival of Lights obviously is illuminating India on November 1st, but we're going to bring for you Diwali's true meaning, the spiritual significance behind it, beyond just the fireworks, the sweets. We're going to bring you a breakdown of the dates, the rituals, the traditions, explained right here on the show.
All right, like we said, today is a day where we talk about how to look your best this festive season. And as the festive season gets into a full swing across the country, what it probably means that all our weekends are now going to be chock-a-block, even weekdays for some of us at least, and now full of visits to homes, to friends as well. We are taking our time to look our best, feel our best as well. So this Monday morning here on the Breakfast Club, we thought we'll give you a bumper start to a new phenomena that seems to have taken over our metros. Now, what exactly is that? It's called Korean beauty, or what you might have heard as kbeauty.
And for anyone who's sitting at home and watching this, you've noticed that Korean culture, it feels like, has been everywhere these days. Right from K-pop bands over the last few years to emotional Korean TV soaps that draw you in, kbeauty also comes with a promise. Its promise is glass-clear skin, a youthful look, and it's taken the nation seemingly by storm. The promise seems like it is dewy skin can be yours too, but only if you're following a 10-step routine. Now, is that true? Is that how the science works? Is it as effective for Indian skin? What's the story behind it? We'll bring you all of that and more. But first, here's Sakshi with an explainer about this phenomenon. Take a look.
Skincare revolution has swept across India, influencing youth and reshaping beauty routines. Here's exactly a look at why kbeauty is booming in India and how it's impacting the beauty industry. Well, Korean skincare is known for its 10-step routine that promises radiant skin, a stark contrast to India's simpler cleansing, toning, moisturizing approach. Key to its appeal is the use of natural ingredients like green tea, rice water and snail mucin, which of course align with India's love for nature-based remedies like turmeric and neem. Well, Korean dramas and K-pop have played a major role in popularizing kbeauty in India. Flawless skinned actors and idols inspire many to follow Korean skincare routines. Now, social media is of course filled with tutorials, while several Korean brands have already quickly gained a strong foothold in India with their wide range of products and attractive pricing at the same time. Well, Korean skincare products are gentle and hydrating as well, perfect for Indian skin that often deals with dryness, pigmentation and sensitivity as well. Now the focus remains on hydration, and barrier repair resonates well with India's diverse climate needs. Now with the kbeauty trend on the rise, beauty professionals are adopting Korean techniques. There are different courses as well which are being offered that train beauticians in popular treatments like the Korean glass facial, helping them meet growing consumer demand at the same time. Well, K-Beauty's Rise in India offers a new approach to skincare with detailed routines and natural ingredients backed by the global influence of K-pop and K-dramas. It's creating new opportunities for consumers and beauty professionals alike, cementing its place in the Indian beauty scene. Well, that's all you needed to know about the K-Beauty products. But are they worth the hype? That's the question to be answered by the experts and of course our lovely ladies Toya and Sonal. So over to you.
Well, we have questions ourselves. We don't have answers to any of those questions, but clearly have a good panel this morning to sort of take all of them too. So let me introduce them. Reshma Munjal, she's the CEO and co-founder for Korean Me. It's India's first Korean skincare clinic. With her is her co-founder Genovia. She comes all the way from Korea. She is also the CEO, co-founder for Korean Me. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Also with us is Dr. Sonali Chaudhary. She's a cosmetic dermatologist. So a lot of things that Reshma has to say will get a reality check from Dr. Chaudhary over there. But let me just give the first word there. Reshma, so big is the market here in India at the moment and the craze for K-beauty that you have actually taken out real estate, set up a full clinic dedicated to it. How do you know it's not just a trend?
Hello. Annyeonghaseyo, hello from Korea. Yeah. So yes, I think the market is very, very big in terms of people are thinking that K-beauty products are very important and they are great. But not all K-beauty products actually deliver the hydration or moisturizing your skin needs. And we were very cautious about this, and that's where we started on this journey 2 years ago, where we decided to bring professional Korean skincare to India. And we are very, of course, we understand Indians will not be able to do 10 steps as you just pointed out, but Genovia has shortened it so that you can do 5 steps, I think, on a daily basis. Genovia 3 times a day?
Yeah, 3 times a day.
3 times a day to ensure your skin is glowing. And if nothing else, you can also do, we have some K-glow treatments and we have a lot of customers coming in and trying doing that for this Diwali season to ensure that you're glowing for all your Diwali parties.
I love that. I love hearing that you've adapted it for Indian skin now. You've made it shorter basically for all of us. That's great to hear. Let's go over to Dr. Sonali for a second and ask her a question. Dr. Sonali, I want to ask you, recently, a few days ago, a founder of an Indian brand that's really big in skincare and hair care came out and said that Korean beauty can't be the end-all be-all for Indian skin because Indian skin, according to her, is different. So she made the argument that because our skin has more melanin, dark spots, for example, it can't address everything there is. Have there been, Dr. Sonali, studies, long-term studies of what Korean beauty's impact on Indian skin can be? What does the science say here?
Hi, first of all, good morning, everyone. So the Korean skin beauty products are basically focused just on the hydration, and they are using ingredients like probiotics, which is rice, fermented grain, and they're also using products like green tea. They're using snail mucin. So the mucin is again coming from the mucus of the snail from 92 to 96%. All of the products are basically focusing just on hydration, which is a very important pillar of maintaining the skincare, meaning you have to maintain and you have to repair the skin. So Korean skincare, of course, they have a different skin type, and of course their DNA, their genes, it plays a major role. As far as the Indians are concerned, any Indian, if you pick, if their skin is very much hydrated and protected, they're very much close to the Korean skincare, but obviously being in the boundaries of our own ethnicity intact.
Okay.
I see. Let me take that question actually forward with Genovia and Reshma. And Genovia, would love to sort of get your thoughts as well. By the way, your skin already looks like very glass. And it's glowing even early in the morning, which is what begs this question that Indian skin is not like Korean skin. Indian skin is largely a combination skin. It also, because of the weather that we stay in, has issues with too much oiliness, unlike only having issues with dryness, say, with Korea. We have more seasons. So, this is the reason why a lot of Indian brands, for example, came to India. Indian-owned brands have come of age because we understood that products made in the West did not, make sense for us. So, how are products made in Korea making sense for us?
Korea, how to make? So let me answer it for you. Yeah. When we actually started on this journey, we've ensured that the products that we are making are adapted for the Indian food. So just to give you a simple thing, today in India it's about 30 degrees wherever we go. Today in Korea it's actually minus 10 degrees. Genovia was telling me this morning. So a lot of their products are made assuming that the weather is cold, while our weather is actually a warm weather, right? So we actually went back and adapted our sunscreen so that our sunscreen is actually applicable for the Indian skin and it can sustain the 50 degrees of heat that India sells. Now that is something that typically Korean products don't do because in Korea the maximum temperature you'd ever see is 30 degrees. So when you do such things, that's how you adapt Korean beauty for India. So the main nutrients and compositions would be the same, but you would change some of the things so that it can match our temperature, it can match our climate, and it can match the way our skin is. So I'd like to tell you that all the Korean products that we give, they're great for all of our skin, whether it's people like us, people like me who are from Delhi, or even people from down south. Zenobia has personally lived in Chennai for a bit. So she understands how different Indian skin types are. And we actually have tested all our products across. So we do that.
Awesome. And Reshma, tell us, one thing that I want to remind our audiences is at least when you look at, K-dramas, for example, it's not just the women who are beautiful, it's also the men. Even the men have glowing skin. Ooh. Today, are you seeing men also enter the clinic? Are you seeing all demographics enter the clinic? True. Just share some of that with us.
Yes, you're right. Men are actually very interested about it. And we get in a lot of walk-ins of male customers who would just come in and say, hey, I want to do something for my skin. What should I do? And I tell you something, they agree a lot faster. So if you tell a lady that, hey, you should try this or do that, she says, I'll think about it. I'll come back to you. I'm doing X, Y, Z. So then a male guy is like, let's do it. I want to do it. So definitely, I would say about 30% of our customers are now males, very interestingly. And I think it's going to become 50-50 like Korea.
But that's also because women have experienced skincare for far longer. Now, men are open to experiment. So, but that does tell you a lot about how in the heart of Gurgaon, more and more people are sort of adapting it. Let me bring in Dr. Sonali then. Dr. Sonali, then what does one look at when they are looking at these skincare trends? I'm a little wary of them because I feel like seasons come and go, and what you have to look at beauty products is what is age appropriate and not something that is more trend appropriate. It has to be season and age appropriate what you apply because your skin is also aging like any other part of your body. So if you could give out say a top 3 guideline to look at when you are identifying or wanting to try a new product, and there are so many out there now in the market thanks to quick commerce. So how does one look at it?
If you want to pick any product irrespective of your age, firstly, one fundamental remains the same. If you are going to the school, you are in the growing age, then instead of putting things from the top, you should be healing and bringing out beauty from within. So you should be focusing more on the nutrition. And nutrition, again, a combination. Anything goes inside your body, it's definitely going to reflect on the outside. So at younger age, definitely nutrition. And once you are in your late 20s, then you can start experimenting, of course. Do not just follow the trends that everyone is, but people end up using the trendy products that are new in the market. But whenever you have to use any new product, make sure that you always do a test patch. And don't just start using a product all of a sudden and every day. You can spread it out. You can maybe use little product once a week and see how your skin is behaving. And then you can use it twice a week and then you can start. Whenever you're
Okay.
using a
We
new
actually lost
product,
that
make
line
sure
with
that it
Dr.
can.
Sonali. Toya had a question for
we did,
Reshma and Genovia.
And we'll try to re-establish that connection till then. But Dr. Sonali over there saying that be careful about any product you use. Test it on a small patch of your skin first. Only then go for it in an everyday way. Let's go back to our Korinmi specialists who are with us right now. Reshma, if we could come to you and ask you a question. We've been wondering this. What's the most popular treatment people are coming in and asking for? Because we sort of bombarded our audiences right in the beginning with everything there is when we say Korean skincare. What's the one thing people are coming in and saying, this is the thing that we want when you have clients coming in?
So I think it's festive season. So the one thing everyone is looking for is glow, right? And the Koreans are known for glass skin, right here. And everyone just comes into our clinic and says, hey, can we get skin like that? Can we just have glass skin? And that's the basic thing that everyone comes to us. But we'd like to say that, I mean, when you're on your path to glass skin, right, there are various steps that are there. So you may be suffering from acne, from pigmentation, from different, from wrinkles, from scars, etc. So we help treat each of those problems, and only then do you get the glow. You don't just become Genovia overnight.
Yes.
As Genovia tells me, it takes a lot of effort to keep the skin that she has. It just doesn't come. And just for everyone to know, she doesn't wear any makeup. So whatever you see today is her without makeup. It's only skincare.
Oh man, that has a lot to do with genes along with products. And there's a lot of expectations as well. But good to know that you are sharing pearls of cave wisdom with all of us in India and sort of adapting it in our own way. I think that's the key, because we don't want more, hydration issues. It's just part of the problem when it comes to Indian skincare. Dr. Sonali is hopefully back with us. Dr. Sonali, the question then at this point is that if you are looking, give us some tips to our viewers who are watching right now for the holiday season. Things that they can look at. And like I said, throughout the country, different parts of the country have different weather patterns at the moment. So what is your sort of recommendation for men and women this festive season?
Firstly, for men and women, skincare is not any gender specific. So you can use, if you are male, female, or any transgenders, you can use any skin product which is similar. And start with a very mild and gentle cleanser, which is not going to strip off your natural oils. And if you are wearing water resistant and sweat resistant sunblock, or you're using makeup on daily basis, or you're living in a city which has a lot of pollution, then always do double cleansing, meaning you use a oil or micellar water which will emulsify the fats and remove the debris and your makeup, and then you can use your general cleanser. After that, always make sure that you're using a good amount of moisturizer. Again, talking about kbeauty, their products focuses mostly on the hydration, because once your skin is hydrated, then it shines and reflects and glows. Then always make sure you wear sunblock at least with SPF 30 and above, and PA triple plus and above. Even if you're staying indoors, you have to use sunblock and keep repeating it every 2 to 3 hours. So this is the basic that everybody must follow wherever you are. Even if you're indoors, outdoors, or any part of India, you have to, or world, you have to follow these 3 steps.
Awesome. Thank you for those takeaways. Let's go back very quickly to Korinmi for a second. Reshma, as we leave you, and I'll address this to both Reshma and Genovia, I want to ask you one tricky thing. With a lot of the love for K-pop, for K-dramas in the last few years, there's also been a conversation around fairness, and India has a tricky relationship with Fair and Lovely, fairness in general as it's represented in the media. I just want to ask you, and I know this is slightly trickier, but I want to ask you, Reshma, in the marketing of Korinmi, how do you put the emphasis on glassy, clear skin, but not make Indians feel like their inherent duskiness, for example, is not something to be celebrated?
I'm actually glad you asked that, because neither Genovia nor I do we endorse whitening, as it's called, right? We in every treatment that we do, we talk about your skin becoming better. Now it could be better depending on your skin type. It could have we want to help you remove your freckles, your scars, your acne, your pigmentation. So we talk about removing pigmentation. Now you could have a pigmentation issue even whether you're dark or fair. You just could have pigmented skin, and we help you do that. We don't talk about whitening. We would say that we help you brighten your skin, and your skin can brighten irrespective of your skin color. It's just because if your skin becomes healthy from within at the dermis level, your skin will become brightening, will brighten, and it will be great. And I think we have everyone who walks in. At no point do we endorse whitening as a concept. At no point do we endorse for someone. I don't think my color will ever become Genovia's color or someone else's color will become my color. That is not the right conversation to have. And I think anyone who's following K-pop should see that, wow, their skin is flawless. And that's what you want. You don't want the white skin. That is something, as you said, is key. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. It's a good answer. And actually, what's happening in Korea is the opposite. They want a bit of a tan, and they're just fair and lovely is not considered very exotic. They actually look at India and find that very exotic. So clearly, grass is greener on the other side and across the continents as well. So thank you all for joining us, all the ladies with us on the panel, Reshma, Genovia, Dr. Snali. Thank you so much for this conversation. And let's see what this glow is, this festive season, and a lot of it will come from your diet. We will also address that as the week progresses.
Right. Okay, let's now take you, our audiences, to stories that are taking place in India and across the world with our apps. First, Diwali celebrations starting already, and they've begun across the world in New York with members of the South Asian diaspora coming together to celebrate in balls that started last weekend. You've also got spots like Times Square in the heart of Manhattan to Pennsylvania lit up. Indian American community members also coming out, beginning celebrations with, as you can see, administrative figures in New York. Everything has started. Diwali obviously right around the corner on October 31st.
An unverified social media account on platform X has sparked panic by issuing bomb threats to more than 45 Indian airline flights since Friday night. The accountability targeted 12 flights on Friday, and by Saturday it had threatened 34 more. The hoax bomb scare spree by the social media account had disrupted flights, airport operations, and had concerned security providers at airports as well. It started with Indian carriers, but now the account is issuing bomb threats to international airlines as well, like American Airlines, JetBlue, and Air New Zealand.
We now take you to Catch the Rain. It's a campaign for water conservation that's taking place across the country through public participation. It was launched as we speak in Surat under the initiative Karma Bhumi to Janma Bhumi. Union Water Resources Minister C.R. Patil, the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Bihar's Deputy Chief Minister, they all gathered together in Surat to deliberate on how to expand water conservation efforts in each of their states. The initiative essentially focuses on how you can put together efforts as a society. So everything from bore recharging, well recharging to rainwater harvesting to save up water. More than 80,000 rainwater harvesting projects have been initiated across just the state of Gujarat. The goal, of course, is larger though, 200,000. That's the goal.
The striking mechanism at Boeing opened a new tab that will vote Wednesday on a new contract proposal that includes 35% pay hike over 4 years that could end a costly 5-week-old strike. Around 33,000 of the Boeing's unionized West Coast workers, most in Washington state, have been on strike since the 13th of September. The work stoppage has halted production of the plane maker's best-selling 737 MAX and the 767 and the 777 wide bodies, putting added pressure on the company's already fragile finances.
And after this, these visuals that we're showing you are coming in straight from Cuba. Cubans lining up at a bakery in Old Havana. They're trying to make do, as you can see in these visuals, without power. The country's top electricity officials are saying that grid operators are trying to boost capacity in the system. They're trying to get several plants going. But remember, most of the island's 10 million people still don't have power. State-run media is reporting that the national grid has collapsed twice within 24 hours. This is part of an ongoing 2024 Cuba blackout, as it's being called, an ongoing total nationwide power outage across Cuba that began a few days ago.
US regulators are opening an investigation into Tesla over its full self-driving software. The National the Traffic Safety Administration said that it would research 2.4 million vehicles fitted with technology. It comes after 4 reports of crashes where full self-driving or FSDs was engaged during reduced roadway visibility.
Okay, and bringing you back from the roads in the United States to roads right here in India. Coming up after the break, we're turning our focus to Delhi's annual toxic nightmare. It's toxic smog that's engulfing the city. It's already started outside your windows. The air quality has hit hazardous levels. Vehicular emissions also are rising, and we're going to have our colleague right here on the show bring you a breakdown of what the way forward is for the entire region.
The search for the answer.
Welcome back. Now, the national capital is once again grappling with the annual toxic smog crisis. The city's air quality has become a perennial concern, affecting millions of residents, young and old, all alike. Vehicular emissions, industrial pollution, and dust contribute significantly to Delhi's poor air quality, with 41% of pollution coming in from transport alone. Stubble burning in neighbouring states like Punjab and Haryana adds to that crisis, with nearly 27 million tons of paddy stubble expected to be generated this season.
Right, the air becomes poisonous pretty much. There are pollutants like PM 2.5, PM 10, there's NO2, SO2, carbon monoxide, all in our air. And these are all particles that can, as you know, penetrate deep into your lungs, cause several health issues for us. Experts have time and time again, every year, suggested implementing action plans on the ground. We already do implement action plans at different stages across the entire region to get the pollution into control. One of the things over the last few years has been pollution under control, PUC certificates for vehicles, industrial and waste burning being stopped by the government. You have stubble management and scientific measures that we discuss every single year. To talk a little bit about what this year looks like, is it going to be different from other years, what the numbers are already showing, we have with us here on the show News 18 Senior Assistant Editor Shrishti Chaudhary. She's going to delve deeper into all of this for us this morning. Let's just go over to her to ask her everything there is to know here. Shrishti, good morning. Shrishti, tell us, as we speak, it's the 21st of October. We're going to try to connect with you regularly to understand just how polluted the NCR region is. It isn't even Diwali yet, so we haven't yet seen the worst of it. Shrishti, tell us, on the 21st this year, how does it compare to where numbers stood 1 year ago? Stubble fire incidents, pollution levels right now across the region. Give us all the data.
Good morning, Toya and Sonal. So the air quality, as we know, has already turned, a very poor already. So this year what happened was that the monsoon retreated later than usual. By the first week of October, the seasonal rains were still there in most parts of northwest India, and that is why the whole process of harvesting started a little later. So in terms of stubble burning, we saw the peak after 10th of October. And the temperatures as of now are also slightly warmer. It's, in Delhi, it's still hovering around 30 to 35 degrees Celsius. So the combination of both of these factors basically has controlled the pollution to some extent as of now. But as in over the next few days, as we see the temperatures dropping further, we'll see all these pollutants really hanging in the air for a longer period of time, which is going to see a really further drop in the air quality. As of today, the air quality in Delhi is still in poor category, but over the next few days it might plunge into very poor as the forecast suggests.
So, Shrishti, what you're saying is that a delayed pollution season, not necessarily an easy pollution season. That's what you're getting at. You're saying it will still hit us. Could you give us a window of when it's expected to get the worst?
Definitely. See, the pollution level has not really peaked as of now. It peaks around the first week of November, when a combination of several factors really lead to a very, very poor air quality. Like I said, the stubble burning has just started to increase, and the temperatures are still warm. So as the temperatures drop, then the pollutants will remain in the air for a longer period of time. I think it will be correct to suggest that towards the end of October and the first week of November is the time when the air quality is extremely worse, and the vehicular pollution, as we already see, is it's high throughout the year. It's just that the meteorological conditions at this time of the year are such that we actually see this toxic smog hanging in the air, hazy skies, which have already started in Delhi across.
Okay, Shrishti, tell us, what does Delhi need to do in terms of swinging into action to take control of this problem? Tell us that, and also tell us, for everyone watching at home, should we bring the air purifiers out?
Definitely. See, I think all the residents of the national capital region know that how the air pollution is a severe problem for this region, and especially during winters. And I think it's also important for us, before we act, we need to understand what are these pollutants like PM 2.5 and PM 10. As of now, according to the assessment, it's PM 10 which is rising, which is mostly coming from the road dust in Delhi, and then PM 2.5 is the pollutant that we really need to be very careful about. And yes, definitely various measures. The government has put in an action plan. It has asked the neighboring states to put an action plan, first of all, to really control stubble burning, because it's one of the major factors. Secondly, of course, is the vehicular pollution, like this emission inventory created by IITM Pune back in 2018 showed that it contributes about 40% to the air pollution in Delhi, while the study which was done by, for the real-time study, which indicated that it's about 17%. Of course, there are various measures. We should go for public transport more and more, because less congestion on the roads also means less pollution as well. Pollution under control certificates that the government has been really telling people to get it done. We need to adhere to that, and of course urge our farmers to stop burning paddy stubble. It's harming their health, and it's harming the health of all the people in the adjoining states.
Yeah, but what, farmers, what other options do they have, and how are they reaching them? That's also a concern. But Shrishti, lastly, we understand as of this morning, the stage 1 of the graded response action plan, GRAP as we say, has been imposed. That means there are restrictions now on manufacturing, on big vehicles sort of crossing Delhi, etc. The question on everybody's mind, however, is, because what you've said is worrying, you're saying the peak will happen around Diwali. Would you give us an insight? Is there an expected odd even plan likely to be in place? Is that what the government is even sort of, wondering over?
Yes, so the government is monitoring the situation on a daily basis, and we already have a graded response action plan. So as in, the situation is monitored a day in advance. If we see that the pollution levels are going to surge, and that is when the GRAP kicks into action. So as of now, we have GRAP 1 enforced across Delhi, and the latest forecast suggests that the wind directions are not very favorable for the dispersal of the pollutants. So let's say if the winds, the winds do not really pick up speed and the pollutants remain in the air, then obviously the government is really take measures like odd even into consideration. But what I can see is that it's likely to happen in November. Like you're saying, the festive season is also around the corner. The government has already banned the firecrackers, but that is also a very strong factor which worsens the air quality.
Right.
So all these measures will be, will come into place depending on how air quality goes, and also the temperatures. So we are also looking, at what the forecast is going to be from the India Meteorological Department. Let's say the wind conditions, are better and the temperatures do not drop the way we are expecting. So maybe the air pollution could get controlled to some extent compared to last year.
Okay, so keeping our fingers crossed. Shrishti, thank you for that data. Thank you for the breakdown. For our audiences, in a few days around Diwali time, it really seems as when the numbers are going to start rising once again. We see that happen every year. We'll have Shrishti join us again and again through the next few days to bring us a summary, to tell you what you need to do to prepare at home.
And here's a reminder to put your N95 masks up when you're stepping out. Get your air purifiers up and running as well, and avoid any activity, especially when the sun is not out. On that note, we're going to slip into a break. Coming up on the other side, we're talking more about festivals, but this time from a spiritual lens. What exactly is the meaning of Diwali? What kind of spiritual significance does it have? And how can we go beyond just dates and rituals? We'll have that decoded. Welcome back, and like we said, we promised a lot of festive season content, so here we are with another one. And as that season actually kicks off, we are just days away from Diwali, the festival of lights. This year, Diwali falls on November 1st, but with varying dates and traditions actually. There's often confusion surrounding this auspicious occasion. And Toya, it's been happening for a while, right? There were Holi on 2 days, Bombay celebrated one day, Delhi on the other. Diwali also, half my folks in UP are celebrating it on the 31st. In Bombay again, it's on the 1st. So clearly, there's a lot of confusion.
Right. A lot of confusion, and also what's very funny is I know a lot of the younger Gen Z kids are out there saying this time Diwali and Halloween are going to be falling on the same day. So how do we dress for both occasions at once? And it's very, very funny to see that juxtaposed with, yes, as you're seeing, this understanding right now that it seems to be falling 31st, 1st, what are the dates, a confusion around exactly which date should you celebrate it, and also obviously the kinds of rituals that you should be doing to usher in this moment. So every year, based on the time, there are traditions, there are ways that you can celebrate it. Does that connect to your astrological sign? Are there aspects that you should know as you're celebrating it? When should you do your puja? What's the right time to do it? We're going to be bringing you, our audiences, over the next few days, more in terms of context on exactly that. So, what the right ways to celebrate it? We're obviously
But
still a
what's
few days away.
your favorite Diwali tradition, Toya?
I think my favorite tradition, and you're going to get very, very bored when I say this answer, Sonal. It's the most typical and traditional answer, but I love standing there with my family members. There were a few years where I was playing the sitar, so I'd learnt, and even though I, had learnt the sitar in a very rudimentary way, still you can play Om Jai Jagdish or Jai Ganesh on the sitar, and again, you don't sound very good when you're doing it because it's just sa, 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 re. It sounds, especially for a beginner, not very good, but just having the sitar, having a tabla, having your family pet there, having, everyone who's there in your family, not just your direct family or ecosystem, perhaps the helps, the people who help around the house, also all of us standing together, preparing the food before, taking part in the ceremonies, all of that has come to be, I think, what we look at as just the best part, the funnest part. What about you though?
Yeah. No, so I was just going to say that's what families do, right? You could be great at it or you could be bad at it, but they just love you regardless. And I think that's the sweetest gesture that all festivals in India actually bring together. Mine is actually, growing up, I used to love the day after Diwali called Pareva. And why? Because there's a very funny story, because there was this aunt of mine who used to say that, on Pareva day, you don't study. So I used to find it very fascinating that today, no books. I used to really look forward to not just Diwali, but the day after that, because that was the day we could just go around and just play and nobody would question, no schedules to be followed. So that's the fun bit. But like we said earlier, we'll be taking you through lots of stuff, what things you can do to sort of cleanse yourself, cleanse the house as well. All of that's coming up over the week.
Right, we're going to bring you the entire breakdown you need right now though, and that's a promise. We'll have experts joining us too. Let's take you though to what we bring you every day, a special section on financial markets. It's powered by Money Control Pro, Money Control's premium destination for investing and business insights. Let's take a look first. Indian markets expected to open marginally higher as indicated by GIFT Nifty. US markets closing higher on Friday with energy and IT stocks leading the pack. Asian markets are trading marginally higher in early morning trades. Gold and oil futures are trading higher as Middle East tensions continue to weigh.
Let's look at the sector in focus this morning. India is the third largest solar module manufacturer in the world after China and Vietnam. Now, the country has an installed capacity of around 72 gigawatts. India has stepped up import restrictions and schemes to safeguard domestic players. Will the IPO of the largest manufacturer of solar photovoltaic, or PVs as they say, modules in India add glow to an investor's profile? You can log into Money Control Pro to find out more about what's in store for India's renewable energy sector and various other actionable insights on the markets. It's the premier destination for all the investing views and financial insights you will ever need, brought to you by Money Control.
And right after that, we're going to be heading into a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're taking you to the roads with our Overdrive segment, a verdict on one more vehicle and whether or not you should buy it. We'll see you in a few minutes.
welcome back. And this festive season, are you planning to add a car and buy sort of automobiles this festive season? Well, Overdrive is here to help you with that. In case SUVs is the way to go. There's the latest new car in the market. It's called the Skoda Kayak, and the verdict will actually take you through more.
What is it? What are the engine options that you can look at? What are the estimated pricing? What are the rivals in the market? The safety that you need to take care of? And is this the cheap car in its segment that you've actually been looking for? Cheap and brilliant on the road. Overdrive brings you the breakdown. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Kranti Sambhu. You're watching Overdrive, and this is the upcoming Skoda Kayak. You must be wondering why this car is camouflage and why are we standing in a place which looks like a racetrack. So in this video, we are going to answer all those questions and many more, because we all know this is the product which Skoda is going to launch very soon, and this is coming in a segment which is already very crowded. So what are we doing at this track? What all can we talk about? What all can we not talk about? Everything in this video. But before we start that, subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment in case you like this video or you have some question about this product.
Indians have named it. The Indian plant will produce it for the Indian and international markets, and the global premiere of the Skoda Kayak will happen in India. The product will carry the Kayak badge at every international market. This is the first time we see Skoda trying a segment that is less about premium positioning and more about value. This segment is the largest chunk of the Indian car market and has several options. With 95% localization, Skoda management is promising competitive pricing. But is that the only factor influencing this segment's buying decision? And how does this car measure up against those parameters? We will find that out soon, but not in this video. Today, we are going to drive the Skoda Kayak just to experience the drive and handling of this car.
So question number one, what is Skoda Kayak? So this is going to be the subcompact SUV segment offering from Skoda. And as you know, this segment is growing fast, lots of competition, around 10 to 11 if we exclude Skoda and Volkswagen products like Kushaq and Taygun. And if we talk about the product, this is based on MQB platform, and since this car is coming the subcompact SUV segment, the length has to be below 4000 mm, so this is 3995 mm. Just for your reference, Kushaq is around 4225 mm. Otherwise, the width of this car, the platform is similar, so in that case the dimensions have changed as far as length is concerned. Question number two, what kind of engine options are we going to see in this Kayak? So right now Skoda is hinting at 1 liter TSI engine, which is producing around 116 PS and 178 Newton meters of torque. This will be mated to 6-speed automatic or 6-speed manual transmission. So basically just single engine options we are going to see. As far as fuel efficiency is concerned, so you'll have to wait till the global premiere of this car. Then we might get the official tested fuel efficiency figure for Skoda Kayak. Now, in case you were wondering what could be the expected price for this Skoda Kayak, as far as Skoda top management is concerned, if you've watched our previous interviews, they have claimed that they are going to price it really aggressively. This is going to be most aggressively priced car in India from Skoda. And plus, according to their own presentations, we have seen they want to compete with Brezza, Nexon, maybe Venue, Sonnet, those kind of cars. So we can expect the pricing to be in that bracket. But at the same time, we have also seen lots of efforts from Skoda to keep it really aggressive and competitive. And that is the reason their car is localized up to 95%. This is designed and engineered in India. And they're also planning to increase the touch points of Skoda in India.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on today's edition to this very festive week that we have for you here on The Breakfast Club. Tell us, what else would you like us to cover? We've got food, gifting and home decor covered, skin today covered. So anything else on your list, do write into us.
Right, we're also just a few days away from the US elections. Will the US see their former President Donald Trump return once again? Will the US finally get its first female president in Kamala Harris? All of that's going to be answered very soon, and we're bringing you coverage right here on the channel from the White House. All of that and more right here on CNN News 18.
I'm Dana Bash with CNN in Washington. This year's U.S. elections are among the most crucial of our times. Follow the facts with the best political team in news. Follow CNN News 18.
There are some folks here in the United States who refer to November 5th as Election Day, but there are folks who refer to November as Election Month. It may take days and perhaps weeks for there to be a winner determined in this upcoming presidential election.
I'm Wolf Blitzer in Washington. The race for the White House is heating up. For complete coverage in India of the U.S. elections, turn to CNN News 18.
Hello and good morning. Thank you for watching CNN News 18. I'm Shen Elizabeth Matthew. Now let's begin this bulletin with the top news this hour, which is at least 7 people were killed after terrorists struck a tunnel construction site on Srinagar Leh National Highway in Jammu and Kashmir's Gandarbal district on Sunday. Now, security personnel from the Central Reserve Police Force and local police have cordoned off the area. Teams from the National Investigation Agency has also rushed to the scene following the attack. Home Minister Amit Shah dubbed it as a despicable act and said that those involved in this heinous act will not be spared. He also expressed grief and extended his condolences towards the family of those who lost their lives. Now, Chief Minister Omar Abdullah condemns the attack and described the attack as dastardly.
लोकतांत्रिक जो व्यवस्था है कश्मीर में